Heartbreaking news has just shaken the charismatic Christian community. Patricia King has announced that her husband of nearly 53 years, Ron King, has passed away. But this isn't just a story of loss. It comes just days after she stepped away from ministry, just weeks after major public controversy, and in the middle of resurfaced allegations that many believed would demand further answers. Today, we're going to walk through what happened, what was said, and what questions remain. Stay with me, because the timeline matters. On February 13, 2026, Patricia King shared the devastating news that her husband, Ron King, passed away peacefully in Arizona. Here is her statement, and I'm going to read this verbatim. A celebration of my husband Ron's life. With deep love and tender gratitude for a life beautifully lived, I share that Ron, my beloved husband of almost 53 years, peacefully passed into his eternal glory at 5:55 a.m. Mountain Time in Maricopa, Arizona, on February 13th. Ron was a wonderful and kind servant and the best husband and father to me and our two sons, Chad and Sean. He was generous in spirit, steady in love, and sincere in his care for others. He loved everyone, and truly was loved by all who knew him. His quiet strength, humility, and faithfulness marked every season of his life. As a family, we have been deeply blessed by the many of you who have reached out with prayers, encouragement, and heartfelt expressions of love. We are so grateful for your kindness in this tender moment. Your support has carried us more than you know. We will celebrate Ron's life with family and close friends in an intimate, private gathering at our home within the next week. Over the last few years as I cared for Ron, it became increasingly clear to me how many seniors are neglected, lonely, and at risk. It is a sobering and heartbreaking reality. Before his passing, Ron and I had already begun working toward projects that would establish healthy, loving homes for those in memory care and end-of-life seasons. If you would like to sow a seed in memory of Ron, in lieu of flowers, donations toward our faith, hope, and love project would be deeply appreciated as we continue this vision in his honor. The link or QR code for donating, https://xpministries.app.neon, crm.com/donation.jsp. Thank you for your continued prayers as we walk through these sacred days. With love and gratitude, Patricia King. Also, for our sons, or Chad and Sean. This announcement came as a shock to many followers, but for those paying attention, signs of a difficult season were already visible. And that's where the timeline becomes important. Just 4 days earlier, on February 9th, Patricia King Ministries released another statement. Again, I'll read it verbatim. A notice from the leadership team of Patricia King Ministries. The leadership team of Patricia King Ministries would like to share a brief update with our community. Due to a recent decline in the health of Patricia's husband, Ron, Patricia is taking a short period of time to be fully present with her husband and family. In addition, given the intensity of various conversations currently taking place within the broader body of Christ, she has chosen to temporarily step back from public engagement in order to seek the Lord in prayer, rest, and quiet reflection. This decision is being made with care and intention, with the goal of returning refreshed and strengthened. While the exact timing of Patricia's return is not yet known, this is intended to be a brief season, and we will share updates as appropriate. We kindly ask for your continued prayers for Patricia, Ron, their family, and those served by her ministry during this time. Patricia sends her love and gratitude to those who have reached out with encouragement and prayer. She continues to pray for the Lord's blessing and goodness to be upon you all. Thank you for your understanding, prayers, and ongoing support. If you need to reach out, please contact us at info@patriciaking.com, and we will be honored to serve you. With appreciation, the leadership team, Patricia King Ministries, February 9th, 2026. At the time, many assumed this was simply about health. But there was more happening beneath the surface. 2026 has already been a turbulent year for Patricia King. YouTuber Mike Winger released videos addressing prophetic ministry figures like Sean Bowles and later Todd White. In the aftermath, some critics accused Patricia King of continuing to platform these leaders despite public exposés. She responded by saying she would take time to pray before issuing any formal statement. Then, in early February, another development added further complexity. A podcast episode surfaced featuring allegations from a woman named Kat Berkowitz. She alleged that in 2001, when she was 19 years old, She was sexually abused by Ron King while volunteering and briefly living in the King household. Ron King would have been around 51 at the time. In response, Patricia King released a statement on behalf of herself and her husband. She said, "The disclosure I received at the time did not describe sexual assault as that term is commonly understood today." She denied contact involving intimate body parts when I asked. She continued, "I confronted my husband immediately. He acknowledged and confirmed that a mutual affection had taken place and he had crossed an inappropriate boundary. No contact involving intimate body parts." And she added, "I never knowingly covered up this incident. I acted on the information that was disclosed to me by her and my husband at the time." According to Patricia, the living arrangement ended. Firm boundaries were set. There was disclosure to senior pastors and accountability leaders, and Ron expressed remorse and submitted to accountability. She stated that, to her knowledge, nothing similar occurred in over 20 years. These allegations remain allegations. Ron King never publicly addressed them further before his passing. And now, with his death, many are asking, will there be more clarity? Or will some questions remain unanswered? This moment is layered. On one hand, this is a family grieving a husband and father of nearly 5 decades. That grief is real. On the other hand, unresolved allegations and ongoing ministry controversy create tension that cannot be ignored. Both things can exist at the same time: compassion for loss and a desire for truth. The coming weeks will likely shape how this story continues. Will Patricia King return to public ministry soon? Will she address the broader concerns directly? Or will this season mark a long-term shift? Those answers are still ahead. What happens next could redefine Patricia King's ministry for years to come. So here's what I want to ask you. How should Christian leaders navigate public allegations and personal tragedy at the same time? What does accountability look like in moments like this? And how do we hold both grace and truth together? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. If you want continued updates on this developing story, and deeper conversations about leadership, discernment, and accountability in the church, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. Because this story isn't over, and the next chapter may be just around the corner.